And the great danger is that when we don't love the truth and we hear the truth and it doesn't disturb us, we can sit comfortably and listen to the truth and be completely unchanged. The great danger is that God Himself will deceive you. Turn with me to what I call the most scary verse in the New Testament, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. The most scary verse in the New Testament is not that you can go to hell. No. The most scary verse in the New Testament is that God Himself will deceive you. It says in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 that Satan comes with the verse 10, Satan comes with the deception of wickedness for those who perish, for those who are going to hell. Because, why are they deceived? He's talking about verse 10, please see the activity of Satan, who comes with false signs and wonders, and with the deception, all the deception of wickedness, for those who perish, for those who go to hell. Because, why did they get deceived? Because they did not love the truth so as to be saved. They did not love the truth that they heard to be saved from sin. And when God sees that, here is a person who's sitting in some church and coming to some meeting and does not receive the truth, does not love the truth to be saved from sin, you know what God does? See what God does. God Himself will send on them a deceiving influence so that they may believe what is false. Can you imagine God trying to deceive you? That's what it says here. If God deceives you, you will be thoroughly deceived. And deceive means you think you're saved when you're not saved. You think you're born again when you're not born again. Because not only the devil is deceiving you, God is deceiving you. There's no hope. The devil is already a deceiver. He's called the deceiver of the whole world. My only hope is that God is on my side and prevents me from being deceived. But here it says, if I don't love the truth, God also will deceive me. And when God deceives me, it says here that I will believe what is false. Can you imagine God, who loves the truth, wanting me to believe what is false? That means I will believe I'm born again when I'm not born again. That is believing what is false. And who makes me believe that? God. Why? Because I don't love the truth. I don't love the truth about myself. That's why I say this is the most scary verse in the New Testament. I never want it. And so, what is the way to escape it? Very simple. Just two things. Both are mentioned in verse 10. I must love the truth. When God speaks to my heart, I must face up to it and say, Lord, it is true. I'm guilty. And secondly, again verse 10, I must be desiring to be saved from my sin. So if I love the truth about myself when God shows it to me, and I'm eager to be saved from my sin, I will never be deceived. And I decided that many years ago. And that's how God has shown me so many things in my own life through the years. You see, my flesh is exactly the same as your flesh. My flesh is the same as the flesh of Osama bin Laden or the suicide bombers. My flesh is the same. If any of you think you are better than a suicide bomber, you don't have any understanding about your flesh. I'm convinced my flesh I came from Adam. That suicide bomber came from Adam too. He's got the same flesh as me. Maybe my background and my upbringing protected me from some of the evils he does, but inwardly my flesh is the same. Once you recognize that, you will see what corruption there is in your flesh. Paul said, in my flesh there doesn't dwell one single good thing. See that verse in Romans chapter 7. See, what I'm trying to say is, unless you see how terrible your condition is, you'll never want to be born again. You'll never want to be saved. You'll go with a superficial type of Christianity, and you'll deceive yourself in your whole life that you're saved when you're not saved. And I say, I don't want to be responsible for that. So wherever I go, I want to make absolutely sure that I've made the truth clear. It's like a doctor giving a scan to a person, saying, you got a terrible cancer and it'll kill you. After that, my responsibility is over. After that, it's the other person's responsibility whether he wants to be delivered from it or not mine. But if I don't make that clear, then I am responsible before God. And that's what Paul says, I am free from the blood of everybody because I've told people the truth.